Hey, welcome to another episode of Creators Outlet, episode 160, brought to you by our friends over at the Inked Marketing team at www.inked.marketing. And they want us to remind you that Heel Turn, the comic, is live on Kickstarter. The world of professional wrestling meets Dexter. Oh, what a rush. Speaking of rushes, welcome JT Molloy, the creator of the Sapphire Spectre.
Hello. Professional wrestling meets Dexter. That sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, I kind of like the idea myself.
Nice.
So why don't you give us like some background on you and how you got into the wonderful world of comics?
I mean, I've always been into comics since I was a kid. Calvin and Hobbes, all the way up through getting into like becoming a comic geek with Marvel and stuff, like in the mid '90s, with like Joe Mad's X-Men and actually the Clone Saga, Spider-Man and stuff. I had a lot of homework to do then as a fan, but yeah, I've loved comics pretty much my whole life, and started writing and drawing my own even as a little kid and stuff, but didn't really kind of dive into the indie scene until like the last 5 years or something. But I created Sapphire Spectre about 10 years ago. Like I made like a graphic novel that ended up in Comixology that I'm gonna like probably re-kickstart as like a trilogy of graphic novels someday. But for now, I've got like the series going on, and I'm on issue 2 right now. So, yep.
And it does pretty damn good. Everybody loves it, and it's yeah, you might have done okay with the goal.
Yeah, definitely. I set it low or whatever, but I mean, yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm very, 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 very happy with everybody who backed it and how well it's doing.
Oh, and, yeah, over 200 backers.
Yeah, and it helped that I had some killer help with the issue 1 and now issue 2 with the guest cover artists and all that stuff. Like Alfred Trujillo and Kara Nicole helped me out on issue 1 a whole lot. Travis Starling and Hannah Blue did covers for that one, and now for this one we've got Steph Wilson, who is just amazing. Everything he touches is gold. And then Ashley Witter, same thing. Been friends with her for a couple of years now, and just totally honored to have her do a cover for this. And also David Fott, and shout out to him. He's having some medical issues right now, and his wife's been doing some updates and stuff. So hope he's all good. And yeah, it's going pretty good.
I got all excited when I found out that I don't live too far from Steph. So
oh, nice.
So I'm fairly close to, it's like about 45 minutes to the Cape from my house. So and I'm like, Steph, relax. I don't know where you live. Okay. So we just live in the same state. That's it. So it's like, so I might see him at like a show sometime so I can, get stuff signed.
Nice.
That's it. I'm not like that. I'm not going to chase you down. I'm in a wheelchair. Come on. The power lasts long enough for me to go up the corner to get my hair cut, grab a couple of beers at the pizza joint, and then come home. That's pretty much it.
That's cool. Well, at least you get out.
Nice. Not now. It's the weather's too hot, and like in the fall, I'll be outside like every day.
Oh, it's pretty bad over there. I'm from Chicago, or currently living in the west suburbs of Chicago. And we've been getting just storm after storm after storm. There was a tornado that hit like a mile from here, like just 3 weeks ago. So, yeah, all kinds of shit.
Awful. Yeah, it was like 90 degrees at like noontime today, and about an hour ago, like a pretty powerful like thunderstorm just rolled through, like like a bat out of hell. It was like, here 1 second, gone the next. And I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, shook the building a little bit and left. I'm like, okay, I got power, I got Wi-Fi. Okay, we're good. That's all I care about. I go, I need the power and I need the Wi-Fi, and everything else comes into play,
As long as that's there.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, like, when the power does go out these days, it's like, all right, well, if I did charge my phone or my Nintendo Switch, I've got X amount of hours of amusement before I go back to the caveman era, you know?
Yeah, I do 3 different podcasts. This is my first one, and then I do one where I co-host with another guy from Outright Geekery, and it's called OK Boomer.
Nice.
You know, and
who's that with? Who's that with?
Thomas Hewlett.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And myself. We're both connected to Outright Geekery, and we do that one, which is just going back and looking at back issues. You know.
That's cool.
Before these other companies, you know, sold their soul to whatever hell they're living in right now.
Yeah. I know what W word you're about to use.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, you know, gold and silver and Bronze Age stuff. Maybe a little bit of copper. This week we're doing the very first issue of Sandman.
Oh, cool.
But, you know, stuff like that. The week before we did the Emperor Doom graphic novel.
You know what's funny is I never actually read Sandman, but I have been listening to the audiobook with my girlfriend. And it's actually pretty cool, like the way they produced it and stuff.
Yeah,
I think I read the first graphic novel of Sandman. If I read the like the really old stuff from like the late 80s or whatever. I never took off with the rest of it, but yeah.
Yeah, I've got it. I've got the whole original run in trades. I've got some of the issues, of course, but I bought all the trades. I'm like, it's just easier reading them in these. Some of them are hardcover and some of them are soft cover. I like to upgrade to all hardcover someday, but
right. That's cool. Yeah, one of these days I'll just dive into that because I only ever got as far as like where he got in a logic battle with the devil or whatever, like that part of it.
Oh yeah. That's quite a while ago.
Yeah, that was the early stuff.
Oh yeah, it was good back then. But let's take a look at the video for the campaign here.
Yeah, totally. I'm a video editor 9 to 5, so I put this together myself, and my friend Laura plays Sapphire Spectre herself, Sylvia Sloane, and my sister Susie does the voice of the You'll See.
Hey, quick reintroduction. Alive, Sylvia Sloane, dead, Sapphire Spectre. Now, just wanted to take this time to thank everyone who backed issue number 1. We were floored by the turnout and the response, and we had a blast fulfilling it. And oh man, you guys are gonna love issue 2 even more because I finally meet and fight my ultimate nemesis, the Violet Void.
Hey, Sunshine! You don't fight Violet Void in issue 3. You get to hang with me in issue 2.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I know. I just forgot.
Don't worry, I'll show off the interiors. Exposition power, go! I'm the world with the terrible cheese. I'll be the best of my eyes, but the building of the prize. When I start around, it's gonna see down.
Anyway, it's gonna be an amazing second issue. Series creator JT Molloy is done writing and drawing already, including a new backup story that continues the cab driver saga. So now let's talk covers. We've got a murderous row of creators doing variant covers this time, and the results are astounding. I cannot even believe the quality on display here. We have so many rad rewards for you all too, and of course, as always, it's all mailed in Gemini's. We are ready to keep this series going. We have so many stories to tell.
Yeah, but this is the best one.
Shut up, weeb. Hey, JT, what's a weeb?
I don't know. I'm like almost 40.
Oh.
Okay, that's funny as fuck.
Thank you. Yeah, I always want to make that stuff like informative yet entertaining. So,
so yeah, that's that's awesome because, man, I got to learn how to do shit again. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I went to school for that. I went to Columbia College in Chicago, and I got a degree in video post production. So that's what my bread and butter 9 to 5 has been for past 15 years. So yeah.
well, back in the when was it? Early '90s, mid '90s at least. I went to school for radio, television, and video communication, which of course was, editing and all the backroom stuff.
Mhm.
But it was still, there was no such thing as digital. It was still like 3 3/4 inch tape. And
Yeah, tape to tape. I had to do a little bit of that. They still taught that like in the early 2000s when I was going to school. So I had to make some newsreel type editing out of just 2 beta decks and stuff like that.
oh yeah, what fun!
Yep.
They're like, well, you have to do some kind of, you have to put edit together from your source tapes onto something else and do a voiceover, and it's going to be a commercial. Mm-hmm. So I took footage from the original Captain Marvel serial, and yes, because the real Captain Marvel is Shazam. The old black and white one. There was scenes where he was beating guys up and saving people from a tanker that was going down. And I did like, an ad for like, tsunami insurance or something.
Nice. That's cool.
So I'm just like, they're like, you're weird. I go, no, I'm just the nerd.
I'm just old school enough to have found it so strange that a couple years ago there was a Shazam and a Captain Marvel movie came out within months of each other, and one of them had Billy Bastion, and it wasn't the one you thought, like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was just.
It's kind of funny.
It was just weird. But let's go down. Of course, you had a Kickstarter you love.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I didn't get that on the first one. I don't know how they dished that out or whatever, but that was pretty cool that we got that.
So, how soon did this one fund?
Within the first 4 hours.
That's why you got it.
Gotcha. And then it was like a steady climb to where we're at now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, for like the first week, I was like, "Oh, I hate my life. This is all going down in flames." And then like started slowly picking up, and I'm like, "Okay, it's just." Everybody has that freak out moment in the middle,
Yeah, you get that. You get like that lull. Mm-hmm. So I was talking to an author earlier today whose crowdfunding is for first like actual novel.
Oh, cool.
He's got like 7 or 8 other novels, already out and about and available through Amazon and a couple of places. And he goes, "Oh, haven't really had much movement on it for a little while," but he's like halfway there. I go, "Well, you got to expect that happens even on like the best comic campaigns. There's like a lull in the middle,
right?
you get that little lull in the middle." Mm-hmm. I go, and you're selling a book with just words.
Yeah.
I go, I have books with just words. I go, I'm reading 3 different ones right now, along with, graphic novels. And I had a bunch of indie stuff come in this week. So I'm like, getting around to reading that. And I'm like, I've got like 8 more pages left to go in Sandman, so I can refresh myself on that for the show tomorrow. But mm-hmm. I'm just like, yeah. So yeah, that's awesome that you guys funded that quick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. And big shout out to Lisa Malone and Malone Management for helping me out with all that.
And thank you, Lisa, for setting this up.
Indeed. Yeah, I was kind of like her guinea pig for my first campaign. We kind of did that together. And that's when she kind of like halfway through it started deciding, hey, this is going to be like my thing now, like start a side business of helping out, indie creators and stuff like that. Like keep some of the more tedious stuff running on the side of the
Mhm.
backer kit and Kickstarter and stuff. So that's really cool.
Yeah, because it does get like, I mean, even just setting up a Kickstarter is like, oh, way more work than I want to put into anything.
It totally is.
I'm like, can somebody else do that? Can I hire somebody to do that?
Right.
Because why? What do you want to kickstart? Well, I just want to kickstart something so people can buy me beer. Because
Right.
I mean, I drink Guinness, and I'm on a limited budget. Especially buying all the comics I've been buying, and like all the indie projects. Like, I'll walk into my local comic shop and I've been a customer there since I was 15. I am way past that now, just in case you're wondering. And I'll look and I'll start bitching, pissing, and moaning about the prices for stuff where you're getting like Marvel will put out like a new #1. They'll put like 15 pages of new story in it, and then they'll throw like all these reprints from yesteryear that nobody asked for, by the way, in the book, and charge like $12.95 from it. So I'm complaining about paying $12. You go, that's it. I'm going home and going to look at Kickstarter and Indiegogo.
Right. So many books these days that like the big two do. Like it's like 5 pages are drawn by one artist and then the next 5 by another, and it's not like separate stories. It's the same story, and you're like, man, like we used to complain when like runs wouldn't be the same person. You know what I mean? When there would be an interruption issue with a fill-in artist, and now it's like you're getting fill-in artists in the middle of the story. It's like, what really?
It's like, you remember when they would need to have somebody fill in for like one issue? In Marvel, and they would just be like, the whole cover would be an apology. We're sorry, but it's officially Assistant Editors Month.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And that was just because pretty much nobody made their deadlines that month, or enough of them that they're like, just throw something together, anything, make it stupid. We don't care.
Right.
Just put it out there. We cannot put out 9 more reprints this week from Neil Adams, because then we have to pay him again. So, and man, the art on this book is so cool, though.
Thank you.
So
I've got some of the interiors on that page, past all the covers and stuff.
So this is the deal for the final week right here.
Yeah, because like it's nobody was really biting on the whole $400 get all the covers plus an original page of art thing. And I was like, all right, well, I am totally fine admitting that, like, hey, like if I drop it a bit, is that cool? You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, this is all kind of experimenting. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be professional about it, and you got to not sell yourself short, but you also got to kind of like find what you're worth. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's drop this a little. So I figured for the last week, let's drop it to 300 to get an original page of art, and I've got plenty of them from this story. So, and then a couple of people responded, so I'm like, oh, that's cool. All right, nice.
Well, conventions are coming back, and convention prices on an original page of art are anywhere from $300 to $500. That's
true, and that's not from someone like me. That's from someone like Chris Picciello or something.
Sometimes it's indie guys getting that too, because they've got like a huge following, and you have a pretty big following already. So you've got over 200 backers on your second issue. So I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at. And this deal right here, they're basically buying a page of original art off you and getting everything else for free.
Right, totally.
It's like, man, we need more stimmy checks.
Yeah, right.
I went through my last one pretty quick. So far, the most I've spent on a crowdfund has been just about $170 on one campaign.
Oh, really? Gotcha.
But
it
was a
spent
catch up all. So like I got like 600 pages of combined trade paperbacks. Couple of variants and like splatter. An album on splatter vinyl, and I'm like, I went nuts. I'm like, oh, I got all this money. Buy.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, you got to put aside some money from the previous one to fund the next one, because I plan on doing even more artists. Like I did 3 guest covers and a cosplayer the first one, and I did the same thing on this one. And the next one, I just want to get like half the people I know in on it, because like it's going to be the debut of a major villain for the series. So I kind of want to see everybody's take on her. So I'm definitely going to put aside a couple bucks to make sure all the artists are paid on like before the Kickstarter even starts, so that like I can get but I spent a couple bucks definitely keeping the artists paid for this, and like setting up that video. I spent like 5 straight days on that, and so yeah, I put a lot together for this one. So
yeah,
pretty cool. And I did every last graphic you see there. Like that took a couple days. Like there's a lot goes into this stuff, Yeah, I was a little more prepared for it this time. The very first time, I instead of doing tons of research, I mean, I did enough, and I got lots of great advice and help from friends in the indie comic scene before I did my first one. But I definitely felt, at least, like I was diving off the diving board into the deep end, never having swam. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And then I went
like
through all
jumping into a grindhouse movie after you wake up.
Right. But this time I actually know what I'm doing. It'll get out even faster than it did before. There was probably like, I think last time it was like I kickstarted it in August. I meant to deliver it in October or November, and not until like February did it really start happening. But now that I know what I'm doing, and I know all the printers are, and I know what to expect and all that stuff, like it's just going to be lightning fast, because I just want to keep going. I just want to keep drawing this comic and getting people reading it, because I'd like to tell a whole story before everybody is dead or whatever. That sounded morbid, but want to keep them going.
It's all in the spirit of the book. So like you got like 8 covers, original art plus all the stretch goals. So I mean, for $300.
Yeah, and a piece of original art, which is dope. Got some of them sitting around here. Actually, I've got I got sitting right next to me. This is the cover of the J. Scott Campbell Amazing Spider-Man 601 that I did. Somebody already claimed this, because like I'm just doing the interiors for the $300 thing, but some other people have hit me up and already bought my covers off me. So this one, yeah, this turned out fun. I didn't even ink this. This is one of those times where the pencils were looking so good that I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna ruin it. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, I've got it all sitting around. Everything I've ever done is like right in this room. So
yeah, I got a pencil piece like that, a Joker that Ken Hunt did for me back in 2013.
Ooh, nice.
And I'm like, nope, not getting anything, keeping it just like that.
Right.
And it's done. And now I'm filling up like a huge gallery full of like, original Joker art, since
nice.
My Twitter handle is Joker Fan. It's been Joker Fan since 2008.
I see that here. Is that that little? Is that Cesar Romero? Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Nice.
It's Cesar Romero with the Heath smile put over it.
Nice. I feel like every single time there's a new live action Joker, it's less like the comic book version every time. It's almost like radioactive half-life. How elements break down,
Yeah.
It just keeps. It's like a copy of a copy of a copy. It just keeps getting worse or something. I don't know.
Caesar is still my favorite live action Joker.
Yeah, for sure. And like I love Nicholson. I'm a huge Joker fan, by the way. Like I've read like Devil's Advocate is my favorite by Chuck Dixon. That's my favorite Joker story. And so it's like I know a little more than just some people that these days it's hard to, I don't want to use the word poser, but there's so many
they're
Joker fans out there that are just like angry gamer kids that just like repeat what he says in a movie, and it's like, dude, come on, like read the real stuff. Read not just Killing Joke, read Five-Way Revenge, like the greatest Joker stories ever told, all that stuff,
This is a piece that Sean Howe did for me.
Ooh, that's really cool.
I do a show with him like late night every Wednesday, and where he just draws and we just talk like nerd shit.
Nice.
Then this one was done by Mike Jimmy LeBrun, who's a comic creator out of the Netherlands.
Nice. That's really cool. I had somebody commission me to do 3 separate Jokers and just said go nuts, and so I'm like, okay, so I just picked like 3 versions of Joker. Sometimes I hate to use the word version of Joker when it comes to the comic book Joker, because he's mostly the same across all continuities. What I mean? Like it's not like version like the Joaquin Phoenix ones is a version, because that's like barely even the character. It's like, but like the Dick Sprang Joker and the Joker from that's wearing his face or whatever, that's still the same guy. That's still the Red Hood that fell into the acid and has that specific personality and look.
That's the one Ken did for me.
Nice. That's cool.
And
so I ended up doing the Dick Sprang Joker with holding like a cartoon bomb. Oh, that's really neat. I dig that.
I got that for free on Batman Day, because the store hired a creator to come in to show his stuff, and because he was an artist too, they paid him like a huge flat fee to do a sketch for one sketch for everybody, and then so many people showed up because of course the interwebs went out, and they started telling everybody, and everybody started showing up in droves, and they were like one per family, because people were coming in wanting to get one of each of the Power Rangers done. So they came in with their, guys were coming in with their wife and their 7 kids to get like an entire series done. I'm like, no, it doesn't work like that.
Nice. I have this Joker piece I did that actually kind of went viral even before anybody knew me for Sapphire Spectre. That was like, I did this Suicide Squad, Jared Leto and Margot Robbie like being attacked by the comic book versions.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and that kind of like spread like wildfire all over the internet. There were even people like in my office at the time that were like, "Hey, did you see this picture?" And I'm like, "Yeah, the original file is right in front of me." And they're like, "That was you? Holy shit!" It was funny.
Oh yeah, that is right there is a little bit of crazy poetic justice.
Yeah,
because Leto, give me a break.
I didn't even see that movie. I saw his scenes on YouTube just out of curiosity, and I was like, "Oh god, ooh. He's talking like he's got marbles in his mouth,
or something
like that." It smells like Teen Spirit, Weird Al song. Smells like Nirvana. Marbles in my mouth. Like that's actually what he talks like.
Yeah,
is it because of the grills? Is it because they gave him grills, then he doesn't know how to talk with them in or something?
Probably. It's just who knows? He might have been on a bad trip or something.
Right.
But so you get the digital PDF copy free with any tier, and that's both issues.
Yes, first and the second. I want people caught up. I'm going to do it from now on where it's like if you back it, you get everything that was released prior, because it's like no skin off anybody's back to release something digitally. So, but you also don't want to just like have it completely for free. So it's like, if you back this stuff, I'm going to let you catch up. You know what I mean? So if somebody thinks issue 4 looks great, you know what I mean? Like, but they don't know how to, you know what I mean? Like, rather than going through, all right, we got to add this and reprint this and all that stuff. It's like, just, I'm going to give you the back issues digitally for free. So that's just kind of what I want to do.
It's like if, you see Alex Ross on issue 4 and you have to have it and you never heard of the book, you can still sit down and read the whole thing on your tablet.
Right. Who is the Sapphire Spectre?
Yeah, who is the Sapphire Spectre?
That's a wall of text. I should probably shorten that.
So why don't you shorten it by just telling us like the backstory of the book and
yeah, for anybody who's not aware, Sapphire Spectre is a girl that named Sylvia Sloane that lives in Chicago. And when I say girl, I mean woman. She's 23, and she lives with her best friend Melissa, who's in a punk band. And Sylvia can die on command, turn into the Sapphire Spectre in the spirit world, kind of like a Doctor Strange astral projection kind of way. Mm-hmm. Some people have told me like, oh, it reminds me of Danny Phantom. And it's like, no. She doesn't turn into a ghost. She dies and her ghost leaves her body. You know what I mean? It's a little more like that. So she enters the spirit world as the Sapphire Spectre and kind of like corrects like injustices and stuff like that, like by fighting evil ghosts and evil demons and stuff like that, and is trying to kind of like keep the tear between the ghost world and our world like from opening up too wide by kind of balancing it out. So yeah, and there's a lot of twists and turns, a lot of stuff that happens with the demon who killed her family and her when she was 18, and all kinds of other stuff. So yeah, and this one, issue 2, involves this chibi here who is just a wacky little anime character, or like a ghost in the form of an anime character that's dressing up like her. So I kind of wanted it to be like Batmite or Mr. Mxyzptlk.
I was just gonna say that. I go, is that her Batmite?
Yes, it definitely is. So because this all started where Ashley Witter, I was talking to her one day and she's like, you should draw like chibis of your character. And I'm like, oh, for like stickers and stuff. Yeah. Oh, good idea. You know what I mean? Because I didn't think of that stuff. And then like I drew one and I was like, I can make a story out of this. And like, I was like, I know exactly what I'm doing already. So I call her Sapphire She-Bee, SHE and comma B. I've heard it pronounced both ways, by the way, Chibi and Chibi, but I'm going with Chibi. And she's this thing that pesters her and stuff. And it starts out kind of madcap, and then halfway through it, you're like, oh, this is getting a little dark. And like by the end of it, you're gonna be like, oh, I see what was really going on here. So there might be some it might go to some unexpected places by the end of it.
Getting dark. I like it dark.
Yeah, I like dark and funny at the same time is nice. The comic's not always funny, but when it is, I try to make it. Yeah,
it is when there's a Steph Wilson cover.
Yeah, that one's great. I love that. I love the Dean Yeagle, Mandy, copper tone dog kind of vibe of that one. And Carrie Ann murdered it on those colors, and it just looks amazing. And oh, so awesome. And he's been promoting the hell out of this. Like, thank you, Steph, so much. And speaking of Ashley, here's her cover. And for people that don't know her, Get Out of the Rock You're Living Under. No, I'm just playing. But she does Squarriors, which is an amazing indie comic. And Scorch.
I love that book.
Mm-hmm. And Scorch, which is awesome as well. And has done work for Marvel as well, like Star Wars Dr. Aphra, Fallen Angels, X-Men, some Incredible Hulk stuff. Like, yeah, she's been all over the place for the past couple of years, and so honored to have her be part of this. And she loves anime. She's a huge anime person. I'm not even that big on anime, but she's like, can I go full Sailor Moon with this cover? And I'm like, yes, please do. So
yeah, and
it turned out, yeah, it turned out killer. Even the Shibi, she purposefully made it doing like a Dragon Ball Z pose there. With who's the little one? Who's Goku's son?
I don't know.
Ken or something? I forget. I used to watch that show.
I tried watch. A good friend of mine is wicked into the show,
and
he's like, "You should watch it. You would like it." I go, I like some anime, but I don't like the anime with the, every time somebody gets hit, they're silly. They get the googly eyes popping out of their skull and stuff. I go, that just annoys the fuck out of me. I'm like, I can't stand that. He goes, well, try it. He goes, I'll give you the DVD of like the first few episodes. I'm like, okay. I put it in. I'm like 10 minutes later. I'm like, this is terrible. I can't watch this. It's like, they even asked me because there was an indie book that came in with for review copy over at OG, and they're like, we're a little short on reviewers this week. We got a request to do this book. I'm like, okay, what is it? He goes, well, it's kind of like DBZ. And I'm like, you do not want me reviewing it. Why? I go, because I hate Dragon Ball Z. I go, and if this book is anything like Dragon Ball Z, I will trash the living hell out of it. I go, I don't want to do a review where it's a subject matter that, I actually hate. And there's not a lot of them.
Right.
In this culture that I actually hate. I could usually find something redeeming in almost any book I've read. So, was it great? No. Did it entertain me for a short time? Yeah. Then it was a decent book. If it was like, holy shit, this book is amazing, and I'm going on making videos about how amazing this book is, and telling as many people as I can, and sharing the living crap out of it, then yeah.
This is the David Fotts cover, which is awesome. I love his style, and he's just such an awesome artist, and I definitely wanted him to do there is a part in the story where the chibi has her dress up in like a red Japanese inspired dress like that. And so like I wanted him to draw her in that dress and stuff, so he added like the wine and everything like that, and that was really cool.
Like his style, this style, and this, it reminds me of something else. Like I've seen it somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what's awesome about it, is that like, it's like you want to say, it's like JSC, or you want to say it's like Disney, or you want to say it's like this or that, but like somehow he takes all that and he makes it his own. That's what's really cool.
It like just the skull on the inside of her dress makes me instantly think of the Grimm cartoon from Cartoon Network.
Yeah, Mandy and yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that show.
So I'm kind of like getting this vibe.
And then that one is a homage to my I'm doing like punk album homages on like every one, and I don't even care if like just 3 people get it or something, because I know that there's punk rockers out there, and a lot of my friends are and stuff, and relatives, so they're always gonna find something cool about it. I don't order as many of those, but I always, like, I did Bad Religion Suffer for the first one, and I did Adolescence, the Blue album, as it's known, for this one. And yeah, so it's really cool. I've got a bunch of punk albums, iconic images that I kind of want to like repeat and stuff. Like I'll probably do like a Minor Threat one, or stuff like that as I go. And I always say, like, I call my little imprint Punk in Comics. I always say it's like Punk in Comics, like in The Simpsons when he had nuts and gum together at last. And like because there's so many metal guys in comics, you know what I mean? There's something about geekiness that attracts metal people. I don't know what it is about it. I've always postulated it's like maybe it's they were picked on in school, and that's how they get out in their head, like in their faux machismo kind of way or something. I do like metal, I do. It's just that I always like punk rock more, and I kind of wanted to represent that kind of like music and culture and stuff like that. Like, it's not a prerequisite to read Sapphire Spectre. It's just like I'll make like the odd reference here and there, but it's not like it's not like you have to be a punk rocker to appreciate it or something. The roommate is the punk, not Sapphire Spectre. She just doesn't care about that stuff. But like I definitely want to like represent the punk scene in comic books because I feel like there's a little too much metal sometimes, you know. I don't know, maybe that's just me. And that's cool. Hey, I love metal. I love Man o' War. I love comics about dudes with broadswords running over hills and chopping stuff in half. But like this is my kind of thing. It's a little scarier, a little more urban, and that's kind of what I'm going for.
And it's cool because now you have a cover that all your friends and family be like, oh, I get it. That's this album. And they're like, I want that one.
Right. I left a cover of the Bad Religion homage for a shout out to Daryl from the Bull Weevils, who's a famous Chicago punk band who I've done some work with. And he lives near me. And so we both go to the same comic book store. So I dropped off a Bad Religion Suffer homage, and I'm like, here, give this to Daryl from the Bull Weevils. And he knew what I was talking about and stuff. So he's like, I'll put it in his pull list. So yeah, that was cool. Cover F. Yeah, this was a fun one because I wanted to do like an American comic being torn in half to reveal a manga underneath. So it's like Sylvia's book is on top and Shibi's book is underneath it, and like you just rip the cover in half and it's right there. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, you got like kind of like the Two-Face homage, and the fact that Western comics suck.
Right.
That's why manga outsells them by hundreds of thousands of units every single month. And,
right. What a lot of the people that have YouTube shows about like how much the industry sucks now and stuff, it's like it's been going down for a long time. Like long before a YouTuber started hating woke culture, it's been going down for way before that. Like I first noticed that it started sucking in like the early 2000s when Joe Quesada was like just taking everything I loved as a child and just making it grotesque and weird, like
yeah, I'm like, you're in charge of the company and you're taking titles like, oh, I don't know, say Daredevil, and deciding that you're going to do the art, and then you put your own book like 3 months behind on schedule because you can't draw 30 pages a month.
Right. Yeah, then there's that. And then sometimes the writers would be late in that era too, and you're like, why? Like
how
as somebody who writes and draws his own comic, I can tell you flat out that like there's no excuse for writing to be late, and like there's barely an excuse like for art to be late, but there's no excuse for writing to be late.
Yeah, it's like, come on.
Yeah.
Unless your script was rejected like 5 times, by whoever ended up being editor on that book,
right.
going all Carlos Mencia and goes, no, you can do it better. Yeah, but I like this. This is cool.
Thank you. Yeah, this is a fun one. Oh, we got the cosplay here. This is Harley Quinn SLC. Her name is Trina. She's an amazing cosplayer, and she's been active for like, I don't know, 7 or 8 years, probably more. And like, but just is a huge Instagram following, and she took notice of me when I drew that Joker versus Harley picture, and it spread and went viral immediately. Like, I became friends on Instagram with so many cosplayers, and I had never given cosplaying like until about 5 or 6 years ago. I always just thought it was like my sister would do it and stuff, her and her friends. I just thought it was something people did like at conventions or whatever, like for fun. And that's cool too. But like, I didn't know it was like such a community until like 5 or 6 years ago. And then like all these people were so positive about like my art and what I was doing. And then like, I was like going through their stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, these people are so awesome. Like they're just really into this, and they have like their own kind of art in and of itself by doing this, you know. And so
yeah, it's their own subculture altogether.
Right. And I had a bigger appreciation for that subculture and actually how positive a lot of it was once I started knowing these people. So then me and Trina here, I don't know, we became like pretty decent like internet friends or whatever. You know, we never met in real life, but we've been talking a long time for the like past 5 years or whatever. And I finally got her to work with me on this, and like she was like so thrilled, and her husband took these pictures and I gave him the little bits of touch-ups on my iPad with like all the twirly ghost stuff and everything. So yeah, it was so fun working with her. She's such a positive, nice person. And yeah, Harley Quinn _SLC is her name on like everything, or really gorgeous, the number one, really gorgeous one. That's her Twitch. She does like Call of Duty streams and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah, that's cool though. You know, it's like you think comic nerds are crack addicts for, you know, what they like. Well, let me introduce you to some cosplayers.
Right. Yeah, and they're genuine fans too. Like a lot of people, some guys get salty, you know, when they're like, you know, like, oh, he's not even a real fan or whatever and stuff like that. Like, and it's like, no, dude, they know their stuff. You know, like Kara Nicole is hilarious for this. I said this on a podcast the other night. Like, I remember once, like, Kara knows more about like the lore of like the characters that she cosplays and everything like that, like, than a lot of like her, like some of the fans that try to like, there's no better word for it, mansplain to her or whatever. You know, that will be like, hey, you know, like, bet you don't even know the character's name is Kara Zor-El or something, and she's like, you just spelled it wrong. It's Kara Zor-El with one L, not EL, because she's from Earth 2. Or no, she's from Earth 2. And like, so it's like she will like stomp on somebody and outlore them, and it is so funny. It's always funny when she does that.
Yeah, she goes all Red Sonja on people.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so hilarious too, because it's like, you know, instead of putting your foot in your mouth like that, why don't you be like, so why'd you want to dress up as this character?
Right.
And, you know, get the actual explanation, you know, behind why she felt why she likes this character and get compelled to do it. You know, I've been following her since I first got on interweb that wasn't dial-up. And I was just scrolling through stuff, and all my searches have always been comic booky.
Same.
And
oh god, I used to go on like message boards and stuff. Like I don't even know.
Yeah,
you've stuff that's like long dead by now.
You've been on the interwebs for a while, because you know, we all noticed your MySpace.
Yeah, what's funny is like that's actually not a MySpace picture. Some people were like, "Oh, I have embarrassing emo MySpace pictures too," and I'm like, "No, dude, I'm punk. I was already too old when the emo thing was happening in the mid 2000s. Like I was already 25 and drunk at bars, and you know what I mean. Like that was actually me as a dead emo kid in 2011 for Halloween."
That's hilarious. Unlike MySpace, how did we deal with that crap? Oh my god!
I know, right? I always try to find the dumbest picture of myself possible to put as like, and put series creator underneath. You know, like in those videos. Like in the video for the first campaign, I had an old picture of me where I had 20 cigarettes in my mouth, like and it said file photo at the bottom, just like Homer in like the monorail episode of Simpsons. It was like local man Homer Simpson, and then it shows like file. It says file photo, and it's Homer with like 100 cigarettes in his mouth. Like,
I remember that one.
There's another one. I drew Shibi into that one, and that was really cool.
That's cool. So, same cosplayer, and you get your choice of covers.
Indeed.
You can get the weaponized, or you can get the chibi-ized.
Yeah, I just do like a cute one and an action one. That's kind of what I go for. And Yeah, like the character is sometimes sexy, sometimes not. Like I kind of jump between PG-13 and R all the time. I always call it like harsh PG-13 or light R. So like you know, in the future, like if a cosplayer wants to do like a lingerie kind of thing, that's cool. But if she wants to be all covered up, that's cool. Like, because both are my sensibilities. You know what I mean? Like, so like, I'm not Jim E. Noble, but but I have no problem with a little cheesecake too. So
this came out so killer though.
Thank you. That's just a joke, by the way. I love Jimmy Noble. He's a good friend now. Online friend. I've got to meet so many people in real life now that the stupid pandemic's over. Yep. And then there's all the boring tier graphics showing you what you got. I do occasionally have the funny chibi like comment on each of them.
I like knives.
Bluebies. I got Steph saying that so much. Check out those bluebies.
Hey.
Ooh.
The weeb cover. What's a weeb? I don't know how they get weeb from manga.
Yeah, that's a term I only learned like last year. That's like a fake anime fan or like a American anime fan that like really wants and loves Japanese culture to like a poser kind of fault or something. I don't know. I'm not in that community enough to know what it really actually is.
A friend of mine quit like Western comics and went full tilt friggin' manga, and he's probably spent probably like close to like $100,000 now.
Damn.
Just this year. That includes all the lighting setups, the figures that he bought, and all the new bookcases he put up.
Oh wow.
And
that's the kind of stuff I would like to do if I had more money and time.
He works on High Steel in Boston.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So he makes a few dollars.
Yeah, I'm some garbage video editor and comic book artist on the side, so
well, yeah,
I got some cool shit though.
lots of cool shit though.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's signed J. Scott Campbell posters and
yeah, just a few cool things. I hate children.
That's the first track off that album.
And
now to walk into the house. I hate children.
What's even funnier is my 13-year-old daughter says that she'll be like, "Hey, can we go hang outside?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So we'll go out and there's like picnic tables out in front of my apartment building and stuff. So we'll just go sit over there and chill and talk. And then a whole bunch of kids that live in the building will show up to the playground like right next to that. Be like, "Can we go back inside? I hate kids."
Nice.
I'm like, wait, aren't you? He goes, "Yeah, I know I am, but
that's one of the
they make noise and stuff." I'm like, oh God. She likes everything. She likes everything quiet. She'll listen to her music like turned up in her headphones, but other than that, this one rips.
Get it?
I got it.
Yeah, I'm Captain Jad Joke. It's just like 95% of my attention span is like my brain in a constant state of trying to make a pun out of anything anybody says.
She purdy. We both purdy. Trina.
That's how I address her in text message. I always text her, Trina, with a picture of a tree.
Oh, that's cool. So you paired both cosplay covers together for a combination price. So.
Mm-hmm. And at this point, all the stretch goals are pretty much unlocked. Actually, if you could just go down to the stretch goals.
Yeah, because we've gone over all this stuff.
Yeah.
add-ons.
Yeah, add-ons. Oh, those are some of the ones from the first issue.
Oh, cool.
There's Hannah Blue. She's a punk rock artist. She's really good. Alfred Trujillo.
Oh, nice.
That's almost gone. That might be gone by now. Travis Starling. Oh my God, that dude's just killing it.
Wow.
He is so good. And we unlocked a print from him too for this new campaign. There's the Bad Religion one.
Nice.
A lot of people like that one.
Yeah.
I kind of filled the page on that one. There's Kara.
Nice.
Yep, that's the action one. That's the sexy one.
That's the blank one.
Kara talked me into it. She's like, "Are you married to this hoodie and pants thing? Can I do a tank top and booty shorts?" I'm like, "You do you, girl."
The 300.
Yes. Yeah, that was fun. That's what I did last time. I kind of just copied my template from last time and did kind of the same stuff, but different. So that's why I had like last time it was Spider-Man 300. This time it's Spider-Man 601.
And interiors.
I'm proud of that line on the second panel. Sylvia says to her, "So who are you and why are you making me rethink my stance on licensing?"
I am Sapphire. Chibi.
She's really loud.
Oh, apparently. This is cool looking though.
There's a cameo there by Dustin Staub, who's a
Oh, I know Dustin.
yeah, he's just an amazing dude and is just a awesome collector and pretty much friend now. Like after the past couple of years, like we became friends and I actually I drew a story that he wrote and it was for Brian Silverback's Kara Prime. So I got a 5-page story with Dustin. He like hit me up to do the art for it and I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. Like you've been so cool to me for so long. So yeah, I'm gonna do this.
I backed that. He was on. I did like a huge panel. Like I covered like Kara Prime on like 3 shows one week.
Nice.
Like I split up. Like I had like 3 or 4 guys plus Brian on Friday. I had a couple other people Monday, and then I had like a panel of like 9 people on a Tuesday.
Nice.
And it was a lot of fun. There were a lot of jokes going on. But
And he's wearing a Spawn shirt. It's kind of cut off, but you can tell what it is.
oh yeah.
Then this is the backup story that continues off of a backup story from the first issue about a ghost cab driver named Calloway. Like Cab Calloway.
Yeah, as soon as you said Calloway, I go, oh, and it was already going. I already knew what was going.
There's a panel in there where she finally like meets him face to face, and she says, "So your name's Calloway, and you drive a cab. Big jazz fan, huh?" And he's like, "It's nice to know the youth still know the good music." And she's like, "Well, I've seen Blues Brothers." Because his ghost is a whole lot older than her ghost. He's from like the 40s.
Mm. So these are all open. Die cut stickers.
Yeah, die cut stickers by Josh C. Lyman, who's another good artist friend on the interwebs. I love his little chibi stickers more than like most that I've seen, and I'm like, oh dude, I gotta get him on this. And he was like more than happy to contribute, and they turned out great. And then that's a print by Travis Starling. He drew like his own awesome version of Chibi, who's like it's anime inspired, but it's just totally a Travis drawing, and it ends up like a Chibi filtered through his style. Like it almost looks like a villain in Ghostbusters, which is really cool.
Yeah,
like that looks like it could be in the Sega Genesis Ghostbusters game or the real Ghostbusters, the cartoon, or something like that's really, really cool.
Yeah, it's like your Chibi is way possessed in here,
right? And that's a print by Trina. I love that one. That's so cool. The lighting is so neat.
Yeah.
I didn't even do that many touch-ups on it. I was like, okay, that's just cool, pretty much how it is.
Put a little bit of blue smoke in. We're done.
Yep. The button. chibi button. I'll probably make like a couple different versions of that. Trading cards, which is cool, continues off the trading cards from the first one. I want to, like, by the time this is over, have like a trading card for every even minor character that's in it and stuff. Like this time, it was the main two characters the first time, Sylvia and Melissa, but this time it was Shibi and her uncle there, who is like a Chicago cop who kind of helps her out and was kind of there for her after her family died. 9,000. I'm actually done with that little story. I should probably update that graphic, but yeah, I did it. I like doing one-page stories. They're just fun. I love doing one and dones. And oh, did I not save that? There's supposed to be another graphic in there. Oops, I gotta fix that when I get out of here. But this is the one and done story I drew.
Oh, cool. Let's put that up.
And like I already lettered and colored it, but this is the original art for it, so. It's kind of like her exploring the spirit world and seeing like the negative energy and the positive energy that it gives off. And she's like staring out at the city as like there's negative energy everywhere, and you see a little bit of positive energy float off her, and she's like,
well, you know,
it has to kind of think
it is Chicago.
Exactly. And she has to kind of think to herself, like, am I a cynic, or can I fix this? Can I still believe in good even though I'm seeing this right now? So yeah. But the 10,000 one, and which is going to be the final one, is unlocked. And I announced it today, and I gave like updates and stuff, and I posted on social media, but I got to fix it on the site because I posted it, but I don't think I clicked the save button. So it is that I am going to do a tiny trading card sized sketch cover, or I mean, a sketch card. Just little quick drawing of Sylvia, Sapphire Spectre, for every backer. Like every backer. I've got
every backer is about to get an original art trading card.
Exactly. And people have already gotten like the sketch cover tier, so they're all going to get like their own detailed original art and stuff like that. But I just wanted to do something really cool for the last one, rather than like I could sit around and I could like be like, all right, well, what did other people, you know, like what did I do last time? I did keychains and I did this and stuff. Rather than look for little trinkets, this time I just felt like, you know what, I'm just gonna go buy a whole bunch of sketch cards. And so I've got to do 208 now, and I've done 20 already. Just
you got another backer while we've been on. So
yeah, nice. So cool. Thank you. Probably very, very much. Thank you for like all of this. So I've done 20 already. So I've got a lot 88 to go. But yeah, I can draw this character in my sleep, and it's gonna take a week or 2 or 3, but it's something I can do while I'm working. I just like have a pile of them next to me. I'll just pick one off, do a drawing, put it to the side, pick one off, do a drawing, put it to the side. And so I was like, all right, well, I think that's kind of neat. I think people will probably like that, and I've gotten some good feedback on that already, to like have everybody get a little piece of art, like literally little piece of art, like on this.
Yeah, that's just rad.
There's something fun about that. I love trinkets, I love those stickers, I love all that kind of stuff, but I was like, this time I just want to do something kind of personal and something tangible, you know. So
yeah, that's a lot of work.
I can hack it.
I made this little tier, and I've got a crap load of cards to do.
Right. It's not going to be the most detailed thing in the universe or whatever. It's just like pencil with a little bit of blue under it to get the quick gesture of the head. But like
quick sketch.
But yeah, so that's cool. Everybody gets a little drawing. So yay.
That is pretty damn cool. And wow, we have just about 2 days, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it ends on Sunday at I think it's 8 p.m. Central. So yeah, I'm probably gonna go live with Lisa again, so we'll figure all that out. So yeah,
that's rad, dude. And hopefully a bunch more people will come on, so you know, at the very end, so you can be like, wow, I gotta buy more card stock.
I know. I bought 300 just in case.
Just in case.
Yeah, I went to Blick earlier today, and I was like, just in case. I'm at 200 now. let's see what I get to by Sunday, because I know that sometimes there's a rush at the end. So, yeah, so I got enough to go around, and then that was like a couple hours ago that I went and I spent like the last like 2 hours of work just kind of jamming them out a little bit while half working and half watching YouTube. So I'm already done with 20. So I can do this. It's gonna be a little bit of a hike, but I can do it. So
Yeah, because oh man. But that's something cool that's going to keep all these people coming back, and even more people coming in and be like, he gave everybody an original sketch card.
Yeah, right.
Be like, huh? Original? Yeah. Are you sure? Yeah, we're sure. Right here.
But yeah, I really do want to let people know that I'm serious about this, and I really, really care, and it's really cool that anybody's giving a crap about this character and all that stuff. So yeah.
And you're really throwing everything into it, and I mean it shows. You got some fantastic covers, and just just the dark side of a Shibi should make people want to come and
I know, right?
It's made for a lot more,
She might be a little more weeb than you realize. Definitely read the story. The covers are cool, but I guarantee everybody that they're gonna love the story.
I know a few people that got it like last time around, and they told me about it. I'm like, oh man, I got to check this out. And then life happens, and I'm like, I forget. And then I saw you on a couple of the streams recently, like within like the last month or so, and I'm like, oh, I found you online. And then Pops is like, goes, oh, if you want JT on the show, you got to talk to Lisa. I go, oh, I know Lisa. I'm already friends with her. I'm like,
nice. Yeah, Pops is great too.
I'm like, boom. So yeah, man, people are in for a treat with this one, I think.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
And
I'm already so stoked for the next one. Like I got to focus on this, even though I'm so excited for the next one too. You know what I mean? It's one of those things like where it's like, I got to stop myself and calm myself and remember that I still got this to go.
So how many, do you remember how many sketch covers you got left to do, or you've been knocking those out as they come in?
I don't have any of the books printed. That's how much of a broke ass I am and how much I actually need Kickstarter. So once I get the returns is when I'm going to order the books and then start drawing everybody's sketch covers. So yeah, like I'll mail out whatever I can and then just do those as I go and keep sending them off as I go.
You doing local printing, or are you sending out?
Local, yeah. I did like a demo book of the first issue like a couple years back, and like I did Kraken with that one, and I outsourced, or whatever you call it, offshored, and it was it just took too long, and it was just, I don't know, it was like every couple of weeks it was like, the ship has left China, and it's like, now it's here, now it's going through customs, now it's doing this. And this time I found a great printer called Rink Printing in Indiana, and they're very close to me, so I could just drive right over there, grab them, so it's cool. Just put the boxes right in my car and drive them back. So
you wait for everything to go down, you try to get caught up on as many of the sketch cards as you can to get a leg up, and just wait for the books to come in.
Yep. So yeah, it should be pretty good. Now I know how to do everything, so it's going to go a lot more smoothly.
Cool. So this looks great, and the next 2 days will be a little stressful for you. Just
I think the stressful part's over. Like, this is the
the stressful part,
icing on the cake now.
Yeah, well, the stressful part was over like 6 hours in for you. So you're like, I made goal. Let's keep going. Right. And they did. They kept going. So it's a great project. The art looks fantastic, and I dig the characters. It's a cool premise, and
thank you.
Looks like a lot of fun. So
yeah, I'm always my own worst critic, but this is some of my best art yet on the interiors for this one. So it's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks great. So I'm like, I'll be keeping an eye on it for the next 2 days to see how much further it goes.
Heck yeah, dude. And then I can yeah, I just friended you on Facebook because I guess we weren't. So now we are. Yay. And I can send you like a PDF of the first one. So if you want to check it out, that would be cool.
Yeah, for sure. I'll do a read through and do a video for it.
Sweet. Yay.
Cool. I do videos for almost everything. So
nice.
Except for Dragon Ball Z.
Part 1 of 17 of the Cell Saga.
Dang it. So why don't you let everybody know where they can follow you online to keep up with you and everything that's going on?
Yeah, you can follow me on the Facebooks at JT Molloy or the Sapphire Spectre. I've got my own page for that. And I recently kind of joined Twitter. I don't know. I don't like Twitter that much, but I'm there. I had to be to promote this stuff, you know. So like JT_Molloy there, although I'm not there a lot. Instagram at James T. Molloy. And I have a Store Envy site. Just search Store Envy JT Molloy. So
cool.
Yeah.
So it's been cool meeting you and
likewise, man.
And checking this out, and I'm excited to see where this ends up because I'll be keeping an eye on it over the weekend.
Totally, thank you. And by the way, I'm always down to talk comics and stuff like that. Like I don't have to just promote stuff. So if you want to talk about Bronze Age, Marvel, and stuff like that, I'm down. You know, that's no problem.
Hey, anytime you want to come on the Back Issue show, sure.
Yeah, that would be cool because that's really cool. I've always wanted to do something like that, but that's really cool that you are.
Yeah, so check it out. I'll send you a couple of links so you can listen to it in the background while you're sketching away and doing everything else last minute for this.
Yeah, for sure. All I do is like sit on my couch, watch YouTube on my TV, and draw in front of me. So that's
yeah. Hey, you know, it's a hobby. I spend most of my day watching YouTube.
Yep.
You know, I'll find something on my phone and I'll just hit the share the screen button to my Fire Stick and watch it on the big screen.
It's mostly speed runs of video games. Everybody has their own little weird rabbit holes on YouTube. It's like speed runs of video games, the occasional political pundit, and tornado videos of like people with their iPhones going, "Oh, I should probably leave," you know, while it's destroying a gas station.
You know, that's crazy. Most of mine are like, you know, comic book things. Sometimes I'll like search out like comics explained and just put something on, you know, scroll through to see what they've done, you know, new that I'm not following anymore.
Yeah.
And then they can explain it to me and tell me why I'm glad I did not buy that book.
I like that guy. I like that guy Perch. Do you ever watch that? His videos? That's pretty good. It's like Comics by Perch or something. I don't know. He gives like, it's a pretty balanced and fair look at like the industry, the, you know, at least the big two stuff, you know. There's only so much I can watch of people talking about the big two though before I go like, all right, like, so Spider-Man's not what it was when you were a kid. Like there's more stuff out there, you know. Like,
yeah. There's a lot more stuff out there. Like Sapphire Spectre.
Yeah.
And you know, good stuff like that. And I'll put on like, you know, so much of it, but I'll put on like people that I'm friends with. I'll put on like their streams, or I'll put on like other art streams and stuff.
Right, totally.
And it'll be on the background, and I'll be sitting there reading, and you know, I'll hold the book in one hand reading, the other hand I'll be like, you know, gaming on my phone while watching that. And like, look, I can multitask, but only if it's shit I like.
Right.
So thanks again, and this will be downloaded and uploaded to my podcast platform over at ageradio.org.
Sweet.
And will be available for download anywhere anybody gets their podcasts.
Yay.
So we will be back. I'll be back tomorrow with Thomas Hewlett for OK Boomer at 8 p.m., the makeup stream from Thursday night. And we're going to talk issue 1 of Sandman. And next Monday, I have 2 episodes of Creators Outlet, one 1 in the afternoon, we're going over the pond to talk to the creative team behind Rocan, Ben Jackson, and Max Hedstrom. And then I've got Matt, the guy behind the Viking Butcher series, he's on his issue too, as well, at 9 p.m. And then I've got like 7 more shows during that week. So I got Sunday off. But thanks once again, and we'll see everybody soon. Everybody have a great night.